just want everyone to know. I'll tell the world, yeah. I'll tell the world. I just want everyone to know.
Good morning, everybody. Cap Nation Live. Monday morning edition, Monday Night Football. Generally overreaction Monday from all the losing on Saturday and Sunday. What is going on? What is going on? Good morning, everybody. Light little crowd this morning, probably because I got the feet up a little bit late. More cola, what's going on? Good morning. Big ass Redwood, Thomas G, Joe Free, Simon, good morning. TMW, good morning. William, good morning. Simon, good morning. Christy Thornton, excuse me. I can't read this morning. Good morning. Renault Brown, good morning. Congrats on your big parlay. Angelo, good morning. Do I know the spread? I might know a guy who knows the spread. I might know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows that there was definitely no safety in the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs game, but the spread as of right now is the Bucs laying 4, which do not have all the public money on it as of yet. Pat, good morning. Joe Free, good morning. William Rodriguez, good morning. Michael, good morning. Michael's comment is comment of the morning. Sounds like we are all great with our picks after the games have been played. All I have to say about that one is I think I'm the only one here that is forced to admit defeat when he loses. Sometimes I'm accused of gloating too much when I win. But either way, we always keep it straight here. Good morning, everybody. Gennaro, good morning. Angel, good morning. Jeff D in the house. Trey, good morning. Chapendi, good morning. Sonny, good morning. We did have the Raiders yesterday. It's a premium play. Joe Young, good morning. Ali's View, good morning. Lionel, good morning. Angelo, good morning. Jay Rock in the house. Lou DeBishop, good morning. Marco, I try and acknowledge everybody's comments. I appreciate everybody that tunes in. Chris is in the house. Good morning, sir. Neverez. Jared Nichols, good morning. Robert Miser, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Ronald Brown, Kyle, you had your coffee in a big cup already? You know, I'm going to be honest. I was running late this morning. I got into the office late this morning. I really did. And I slept. I took a big nap yesterday. I woke up late. And did some things around the house. And I went to bed. And I actually woke up late. Or either that, I don't think I set my alarm clock, to be honest. So got into the office a little late this morning. So I went straight to the old monster. Went straight to old standby. Joe Young says free plays are always going crazy. Free plays have been okay. Free plays are okay. Lyle says took the over 10 first quarter in the Raiders plus 8.5. I had that Raiders plus 8.5. I bet the first quarter over, the first half over. And this was just something I did on a whim at the very end. Maybe of a D-gen bet. I took the Raiders first half over 10.5. And then the fourth quarter over, which hit. And then apparently I went to submit the full game over and it never went through. Guess I wasn't paying attention. So made me a little extra yesterday, last night. I keep telling you guys, NC Dino's plus 1.5. Every time they make them plus 1.5, you bet them. Bet them blindly in that championship. It's 5-0. 4-0 as a plus 1.5. 1-0 as a favorite in the 5 games that they've played so far. Absolutely love it. Lorenzo been getting killed. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. My personal plays have been rough. They've definitely been rough, and I'm ready for the bounce back. I'm ready for a nice big bounce back today. That is for sure. No doubt about it. The big Sunday NFL play, we dropped it. Green Bay, we dropped it. And we had the opportunities. We were up. We were up by 14 at the half, which I'll be honest, is never enough. If you're not up by 3 scores, even at 3 scores, you still really can't just sit back and relax. That's for sure. And they couldn't do nothing in the second half until the very end. But unfortunately, we dropped that one. Record was already blemished. We were already 9-1. I really wanted that 10th win and get that monkey off our back. But I guess we'll have to extend it a week. 9-2 after having Green Bay plus the 2. It was Trey. It was almost like their defense was completely worn out in the second half. First half, their defense was on point. Now they had a couple little blemishes in the first half on defense, but for the most part, I was definitely content with the way the Green Bay defense was playing in the first half. Now the second half is a whole different story. The way their defense played in the second half was just absolutely horrible. They couldn't make a tackle. Every play was for a minimum of 6 yards. First down here, first down there. Phillip Rivers. And I mean, I get it. If you guys don't know, Phillip Rivers, granted he's only got one win over the Packers, but he torches them on the field. And they had him contained and in check in the first half. Second half, just turnovers after turnovers after turnovers. I mean, how many times are you going to fumble? You can't fumble a kickoff return. First possession of overtime, you really fumble it? I mean, come on. You know what I mean? I mean, there's not much you can do about that. I don't know if you just chalk it up to bad luck and write that one off. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it, but a loss is a loss. And I mean, all you want is an opportunity to win. We were winning the game as a 2-point dog. We were winning the game for the entire first half and much of the second half until they finally took the lead towards the end. As a 2-point dog, we were, we definitely had it in check. And, I mean, they pissed it away. But we had our opportunities. That's for sure. And unfortunately, they fell flat. That's for sure. J-Rock, I don't think it's about only giving them 10 carries. They definitely should have gave him a carry on that 4th down. The Colts run defense, first in the league. The Colts defense is awesome. The fact that we torched them in the first quarter or the first half was great. The fact that they torched them the way that they torched them was even better. The Colts defense is top notch, and they definitely adjusted in the second half to what Green Bay was doing. They probably should have ran a little more in the second half. That 4th down that Rodgers scrambled out to the left, that had to be the worst. And I'm not just saying that because I had money on it, but that had to be one of the worst fourth and inches call for a play call that I have ever seen in the NFL. First of all, it's 4th and inches. Rodgers is pretty damn good at it, on his own with a quarterback sneak. And then you've got your running back. You could have done a hell of a lot more than what they ran, basically for the game on 4th down. So, I don't know. You just chalk it up as a loss, really, because that's all you can do, unfortunately. Unfortunately, didn't come through, and we have to add a little notch onto the losing side of our record. And that puts us at 9-2 now. I know. Worst case scenario, as Jared said, why not just run it up the middle? Edward, happy birthday to your wife. Yeah, Pat says it's Rodgers. He wants to be the reason they win. Hey, then by all means, do that quarterback sneak, get us the first down, and then by all means, you got 3 more attempts to get us another 10. Good morning, everybody that also is just tuning in. The overtime fumble, it is what it is. That's all you can do, guys. Unfortunately, trust me. There's nobody that wants to win it more than I do. That's a fact. That's just a plain old fact right there. Don't mind all the construction noise. I don't know what they do in this damn parking lot. They're doing something every flipping day, and it's so annoying. Today, they're redoing the curb. So they're out there jackhammering the curb, breaking. I think they just laid the concrete for the curb a month ago. Edward, happy birthday to your wife. Happy birthday, Millie. Mrs. Edward, happy birthday. We'll definitely bounce back. Am I telling you he threw the ball on 4th and inches? He threw the ball to nobody on 4th and inches. And it was like a fluttering bad pass. Came out, was getting chased, hooked out backwards to the left. And never even had a chance. That play didn't even have a chance. It was broken up before he ever even had an open receiver. Or actually his running back. Very welcome, Edward. Yeah, J-Rock, they did the curb. Now they realize there's a water line. Yeah, exactly. So I get to deal with the jackhammering all day long. Yeah, it's one thing. 4th and inches, just run it up the middle. What if you run it up? At least if you try and you run it up the middle and you fail, at least you probably made the right choice. Or quarterback sneak it if you can't get it up. And let's be honest, Rodgers is right up there with Tom Brady when it comes to the quarterback sneak for that first down. Phillip Rivers, they've been in the league for so long, Yeah, Pat says not within 5 yards. The running back was wide open. He was, and that pass came out fluttering. It was definitely a shitty 4th down attempt, in my opinion. So today we get the Rams and the Bucks. Bucks laying 4 as the home favorite. Rams the 4-point road dog. Total over and under 48.5, and on the move upward. J-Rock says if your offensive line can't get you inches on 4th down, you don't deserve the first down. Exactly. Nathan, you're only sticking to college football now? I hear you there. early report on the money on this one definitely has more money coming in on the Rams, believe it or not. We all know Tom Brady will probably get a big handle. However, the Rams always generate some money. As of right now, it's 57-43 with the money rolling in on the Rams. Just 43% of all the bets coming in on Tampa Bay. Same thing with the over, 57% to the over. Exact same percentage numbers. And I'm sure that'll change, as the betting public gets off of work and is able to start betting. We're going to break down that game. There is some soccer today. If you're on our premium plays, they'll be posted here in a little bit. I do apologize. We're not going to have a super long show today like we normally do. I actually have a follow-up for my surgery. So I have to get out of here in about an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll break down the games. College basketball this weekend. The report is Arizona State pulling out of their game against, for the fact, Jay Chips says Tom Brady can't handle good defense. I don't know if I'd call the Rams defense a lockdown defense because they're so inconsistent. The Rams defense is so inconsistent. One day they play great, the next day they play like dog shit. So we'll see how they do tonight, though. But we'll break down all of that. But yeah, Baylor and Arizona State is off the board as of right now. Baylor's head coach in college basketball for Wednesday, guys. One of the big marquee matchups for us on Wednesday. Tested positive for coronavirus. So Arizona State said, yeah, no, thank you, we're not playing. And Arizona bounced and said, peace out. Chicken Sauce says the Rams never score points. The under has to be the move. The Rams can put up points. Rams can definitely put up points, and they have in the past. In the past recently, too. Rams are averaging 24 points a game, not far off of the Bucs at 29.5. Christy, you want to bet on Crystal Palace, but the odds are changing fast, and I'd recommend betting it sooner rather than later if it's going in the opposite direction that you want to bet. Jeremiah, hopefully the recovery is going okay. Yeah, the hospital food generally sucks and the recovery sucks, but keep strong, brother. Jay Shep says teams faking positive tests to dodge losing, right? Clarence says 23-20 Rams. Look at all these people rolling with the under. All right, so I'm getting everything popped up. I had to do a little refresh on the browser. So popping everything up from the percentages to the odds to all of that good stuff. If you're on my personal plays, they'll be out. As soon as we're off the live show, I'll start sending them out. Takes me a little while to get them out. Definitely had a rough day for myself yesterday. We'll go over the record for yesterday for transparency because that's what we do here. No problem admitting when I lose, and I'll be honest, last week have been a little roller coaster ride, but that's why you manage a bankroll. That's why you buckle down and manage a bankroll to the T. Over the last week and a half, my personal plays have been about 50-50, which, we're getting juiced out. We're definitely getting juiced out, and, let's be honest, nobody likes to get juiced out. Losing juice sucks. Losing anything sucks. Moving anything in the negative direction sucks. But the bounce backs are always sweeter than the losses, that we know. Premium plays had a small winning day yesterday. Ended up on the winning side, 3-2 on premium plays yesterday. Hit the big soccer play on AS Roma in the morning. Laying 1 and laying 1.5. That was a 3-0 victory. We dropped the Patriots on the money line minus $1.30. Patriots. Damn you, Patriots. Hammered the Titans plus 6.5, which we gave you guys for free. We also, which was a nice winner, we also hit the Vegas Raiders late at night, plus 8 when we gave them out. And then 7.5 point teaser, we hit half. Hit the Patriots plus 5.5 side. And then the old Bengals. Joe Burrow going down. Man, poor kid. I think I read early this morning, torn ACL. Lionel, there's definitely no criticism. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask, brother. If your account is expired and you're down, accounting will automatically extend your package, but accounting doesn't get in the office during the week until 9 o'clock, so they're not even in to do it yet. But based off of the last, you were slightly up yesterday, slightly up the day before that, and we lost on Friday. So if today's day 3 for you, then you'll get day 3, obviously. But if today's day 4, because it's not up over the last 3 days, yeah, they'll extend it, most definitely. Or if it's day 5, yeah, we take care of everybody. Yeah, Alex, I'm thankful I don't have to pay my one local guy on Mondays. The Green Bay loss definitely hurt. Made up a bunch of it with the Raiders yesterday's premium play in the over. So I went bigger than normal, and it was crazy. So we lost that monster game of the year, and I was down pretty big. I lost over 40K on just that. And with Guaranteed Saturday and some other plays, I got all that back. And then, of course, it's got to be the Sunday play that put me back in the hole. A little bit, unfortunately. But hey, nonetheless, we always bounce back. We always do. Ride the system. And that's what I tell people. I get emails all the time. Not all the time, but occasionally, during a losing streak. Oh my God, I'm down 80% or down 60% of my bankroll. I'm like, sir, ma'am, you've been with us 2 days or 3 days or 1 week, and the games are even. You're down a little bit with juice. You're down 3 or 4 games with juice. You shouldn't be down to 20% or 30% or 40% of your bankroll, because if you are, it means you're probably betting too much, or 2, you've allotted too little for your bankroll for what you want to bet, and you need to raise it. But one thing you guys got to realize, there's 52 weeks in the year. You're not going to win 52 straight weeks out of the year. It just doesn't happen. So what do you got to do? You buckle down. You're going to have a losing week every now and then. It happens. So we buckle down, do what we do, manage that bankroll, and that, I promise you'll be okay when it's all said and done. If you manage your bankroll properly, you'll be okay when it's all said and done. All right, logging into everything. We're going to jump right into the game day breakdowns. Oh, so the rest of the recap. And get talking about managing your bankroll. I get sidetracked. Bankroll management's key, because we got 52 weeks out of the year, and I'm not going to have a winning week. If you guys think I'm your Messiah, I'm your God, I walk on water, I'm your lottery ticket, I'm your miracle worker to dig you out of the hole that you buried yourself in, that's not going to happen. Will we win? Absolutely. Will we win more than we lose? Absolutely. Will we have amazing weeks where you think that I do walk on water? Absolutely. Will we have that off week where we lose some games and You're down? Absolutely. That happens. It all happens. All of the above happens. But remember, guys, it's not a sprint to this finish line. That's for sure. That's for sure. One second. Let's see here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, am I down over the last week? Absolutely. Am I going to bounce back? Absolutely. So, Premium Plays had a small winning day yesterday. My personal plays, Real Sociedad gave me a nice big win yesterday. The NFL treated me with an ass kicking. The Bengals over. That was a low-scoring game to start with. And as soon as Burrow went down, so did the chance for a total. And we had a chance, for teasers, had they scored one touchdown in the second half, and they couldn't get shit. Joe Burrow goes down, and unfortunately, so did that total. I had Miami. I should have took my own advice. I said I wasn't completely sold on Miami, and I started crunching some numbers, and I sold my own self on Miami. I should have went with my gut on that one. That one cost me a lot right there. And then I had a teaser, dropped a teaser as well. So, unfortunately, I had a rough day yesterday. But hey, we'll bounce back this week, and it'll be a lot of fun. It will be a lot of fun that I'm excited for. Now, Monday Night Football, we're going to break that down. Like I said, I'm not going to be live for too long. I do have a doctor's appointment follow-up for my surgery that I had. I know a lot of people talking about Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace draw no bet is definitely probably a solid bet. Do they win? Not a time traveler, but I definitely like it. It was minus 105, then 107. It's minus 110 right now with a tad bit of movement. As far as soccer goes, I might have one for my personal place, but as of right now, I don't have anything as of right now. And again, my plays aren't out yet. Premium plays are not out yet. I know, Renault. I don't know how much more clear I could have been about taking Denver. And the funny thing is I took Miami. Alex, Crystal Palace is this beautiful palace that's made out of all crystals. No, I'm just kidding. It's a soccer team in the English Premier League. But I definitely... J-Rock had Miami too. Yeah, I fell for my own trap on that one. And I knew better. There wasn't anything that I liked about Miami in the beginning of the week, and I started crunching numbers, and I was all for it. And I basically talked myself into it. Very nice, Richard. Very nice. Yeah, Turner, I was once I was breaking down the numbers. That's where I completely shifted my opinion on that exact game, and I was actually surprised that Denver was able to put up what they did. I was definitely surprised. It seemed like there was not as much pressure on them as there probably should have been, in my opinion. Jeff, I'll be honest. In the first quarter of the game, I heard the announcers say that Tua was saying after his third start that the NFL was easy. If I would have heard that quote, I probably would never have bet him in the game yesterday based off of that quote alone. The NFL is easy for the rookie quarterback. Man, you got knocked out of the game and then benched. And then benched. So definitely not easy for old Tua yesterday. They definitely had a shot. They had a shot that, put in Fitzpatrick. And if you and you put in Fitzpatrick and you see the instant offensive output that they had. Old Fitzmagic giving us a chance and giving us some life. And that's all you could ask for. Blaze says, I had the Finns to win the first half and ended up live betting on the Broncos. Pat says, I guess when your defense and special teams win you games, it would be easy. The offensive output is just not there with them. And maybe, they've already ruled him as the starter for this next week. So, obviously they're still rolling with him and growing pains, and I'm sure they'll pull him when they need a little offensive spike. We waiting for 11 a.m.? What's at 11 a.m., Cameron? Well, you put the Patriots on there. Yeah, parlays are tough to hit. Parlays are definitely tough to hit. Dustin, as far as their pace of play for score, some teams that's just the way their programs are designed and built. Jake Evans says, I need to make my way to Bet Online. It's definitely a good place. Payouts are great. You can get 2 days of premium plays or 2 days of my personal plays free if you don't have an account there. That's probably a more flattering frozen. Odo, I can't talk this morning. I have to leave that one up for a little longer. All right. So we're going to jump into the game day breakdown. That way we can try and have some fun. I did put out a free play already last night. Put out a free play on this one already last night. Mike Brown, sorry to hear. Come join us anytime. And just remember, sometimes breaks are necessary. Clear your head. It may not last 1 to 2 weeks. Hell, it may last 1 day. And that's fine. Is there a day pass? No, we don't sell 1 day passes, unfortunately. It's actually not unfortunately. We don't preach short-term success. Jake, appreciate it. Thank you for joining us during Major League Baseball. There's definitely no shame in that game, Mike. There's definitely no shame in that game. And, much needed breaks are necessary. It happens. Definitely happens. It definitely happens. And, I'll be the first one to be honest with you. You read games differently when you don't have $1 on them. And if you can't, let's see here. If you can't separate that from your sports betting and things go south, a break is generally not a bad thing. Even if it's a day just to reevaluate, or 2 weeks, whatever you guys need. Because there is a big difference between breaking down games for yourself when you're putting your money on it, and when you're breaking down games when you don't have $1 on it. And one thing, Mike, that I would encourage you is if you do take a break, continue to break down the games how you normally would. Continue to handicap the games like you normally would. And see if, when you don't have $1 on it, see if you're making different decisions. See if that winning goes back up. And then when you do have $1 on it, try and continue what you've been doing differently. William, do I think referees throw games because they have money on it? I would hope that they don't. But we all know there's been some over the course of the years that have been busted partaking in it. So, does it happen? Probably. You know what I mean? Probably. Does it happen a lot? I would probably say no. At least I'd hope not. At least I'd hope not, But I'm sure there are. But the way they come together now and make decisions in the replay, it's very hard. There's some calls that can't be overturned. Billy to Cap 88 this morning. Cappers, thanks for the Titans and the first half App State. I appreciate the breakdowns y'all doing. Real work over there. I appreciate you tuning in as well as everybody. The refs looked like they had money on Green Bay. I don't know how they had money on Green Bay because if they wanted to, they could have. If the refs had money on Green Bay, that forward pass that went off the fingertip, they could have ruled that a fumbled ball and a touchdown for Green Bay and just called it a game and lived with their decision afterwards. So I wouldn't say that it looked like they had money on Green Bay. In my opinion, it definitely didn't look like they had money on Green Bay. All right, so what we're going to do today, time to get these breakdowns. Not much going on today, but we're going to have a big week. College football, none tomorrow, unfortunately. No MAC action tomorrow. No MAC action Wednesday. But we do get college basketball Wednesday. Unfortunately, sadly, the Crystal Palace, the Arizona State and Baylor game is off the board now, with Arizona State bouncing due to the Baylor head coach testing positive for coronavirus. But boy, are there some games for college basketball starting early, folks. 11 a.m. The Eastern Tennessee State and Abilene Christian game will start, and we got games starting right after that all day long. Oakland Xavier at noon Eastern time. George Washington getting Navy. It's going to be a great time. Penn State playing Drexel. Virginia taking on Maine. That'll be a 35-point spread if there's even one on it. Definitely. I'm looking through some of the games for Wednesday, and I've already started my initial breakdowns for those. But boy, I can't wait for Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be a fun day. Wednesday is going to be a money-making, busy day. And then don't forget Thanksgiving. What's crazy is full slate of college basketball on Thanksgiving as well. Nice. What's there, a dozen or so games? 15 games, I believe. VCU and Charlotte. That should be a fun game right there. St. Joe's and Auburn. Toledo and Oakland going at it. George Mason and Northwestern. Gonzaga and Kansas on Thursday. Hot diggity dog. Happy afternoon for that one. J-Rock says ASU, thumbs down. U of A, thumbs up. Yeah, I'll when it comes to college basketball, absolutely. Jay Hugh, you won some back? Good. NC Dinos. I basically gave you guys a free play on the NC Dinos. I've been telling you every day. NC Dinos, every time they make them plus 1.5, you could blindly bet it. 4-0? The one time they were a minus 120 favorite, they also won. 5-0. Betting the Dinos over the last week. Randy C., what's going on, my adopted stepson? Chris said the Steelers will be 10-1 on Thursday. That's what everybody said on Saturday about this past Sunday. Big D Mall in the house. Big D Mall. Am I giving out Monday Night Football? Yeah, we're going to break down that game. Daily Free Play does have a free play on that game already. I don't know if we'll have another free play on that game or not, but we're going to break it down and find out. None of our plays have been put out yet. None of our plays have been released to any clients yet. I did put out a free play last night on the game. The odds on it moving the line has not. Yeah, Joe D. Auburn's men's basketball self-imposes a postseason ban. That's, probably because of recruiting and getting in trouble. They're doing that for leniency to the NCAA when they get ready to smack them down. Five 5-0 victory, Jay Hugh. All cheers to that one. William, what does my package include? Well, every package is different. If you want to know what it includes, I'll post a link to it. You can go right to our website, and you can take a look at them all and find one that best suits your bankroll and your budget. Black Friday deals are going on. I just posted the link to it. Black Friday deals. Smoking deals. Smoking deals. Alrighty. Gonna jump right into this game. First of all, like we were saying just a little bit ago, Shane says Crystal Palace a great bet with a pick'em. I agree. I definitely agree. Rams, Buccaneers. Time to break down this one and get the show on the road. Game 473, 474. We've got the 6-3 Rams, who are 5-4 against the spread, 2-7 to the over. 7 of their 9 games have stayed under the total. And then you've got the Buccaneers, 7-3 straight up, 5-4-1 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. What league is the Dinos in? That's South Korean baseball, the KBO league. What's the difference between personal plays and premium plays? Premium plays, first you get on the website. They're put out by myself as well as everybody else here at the company. We all break them down together. We all put them out. And then my personal plays are me, myself, and I send them out via text message. I don't have any outside input. There's nobody's opinion on my personal plays. Both will treat you right. That's the difference. When you start taking a look at the line on this game, you've got the Bucs, the home team, laying 4. Exactly, Sly. Exactly. The Rams +4. Total over and under 48.5 -107. You can still get 48, but it would be minus $1.17. That's where the line was last night at 48. +180 on the money line for the Rams, -210 for the Buccaneers. Joe says, hey, Kyle, how hard is it to make picks when it's the first game of the season? Just depends. Just depends what access you have to information. You have to remember the odds will come out. I find it easier the first 2.5 to 3 weeks because they're basing the odds off of last year's power rankings and last year's individuals. So we adjust our power rankings. We adjust everything based on the incoming freshmen, the outgoing seniors, and all of that stuff. So we're able to reevaluate our model, whereas most sports books based it off of last year's power rankings. So there will be some major mismatches in college basketball the first couple weeks, and lines will be significantly off. There may be some that are so juiced that you take a big dog, or vice versa. But there's definitely a lot of avenues. And the first years ago, it used to be like the first 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks of college basketball, that first month. Now they seem to be tightening up within the first 3.5 weeks. So we used to get a little longer stretch when it seemed to be super, super, super easy. And every year it slims down by a couple days. But I don't anticipate anything different here. So first half line on the Bucs and the Rams. Bucs laying 3 for the first half, 4 for the entire game. -181 on the money line. First half total over and under 23. First quarter over and under set at 9.5, with the Bucs laying 0.5 point in the first quarter. Team total over for the Rams 21.5, under 21.5. The Bucs team total sitting at 24.5. We did give out a daily free play yesterday. And give me 1 second here. Did give out a daily free play. Jason said I was a Tua fan until I heard that quote. Right there with you, man. If I could have taken my bet back, and the smarter bet probably would have been just a hedge at that point. So I did put out a daily free play last night, and we'll put that on the board so everybody knows what it is. Clean this one up from yesterday. That teaser was a loser. And we crashed the board. I don't know if that's a good thing, or I don't know if that's a bad thing. But we crashed the board first thing Monday morning. We're going to make it a good thing. Titans, that was a great one. Props sucked yesterday. Matt Ryan couldn't do nothing. Kamara got no passes towards him. Actually, you know what? Oh, shoot. What am I doing here? I'm all screwed up now. All right. So we'll move some props down here. We'll go over some props as well. Get everything back up and running here. Get everything up and running. So we put up in the daily free play video yesterday the Rams team total over 21.5. Okay. We put up the Rams team total over 21.5 as a free play yesterday. Still rolling with it. I've already bet it. We're going to break down the game in its entirety and see what we can do to put you guys on more. Maybe a little unorthodox play that I'll have for you guys. But there's money to be made. Cameron, can you talk about the game? Maybe. Maybe. Chris, what Tua said was, he says the NFL's easy after 3 games. And he was just getting beat down. Do I bet on college basketball or stay away? I make a shit ton of money on college basketball, especially the first month. Duke, not sure if you should hedge. If you've got a decent amount, there's nothing wrong with hedging a little. Or a lot. There's nothing wrong with hedging to make sure that you're guaranteed success. Taking even money at the blackjack table. Take it every single time. J-Rock, which turtle is winning today? Turtle number 5. Race 7. Tijuana, track number 2. Down at Adelitas in Tijuana. The TJ Turtles. How do I think Goff is going to do under pressure? Well, we'll find out. I'm going to break down the game. I'm sure he'll do just fine. He's under pressure in every game. Richard, I didn't see 2.5 on that game. BetOnline had over 2 a little bit ago. They had over 2, unless the line might have shifted with everybody betting it. Line might have shifted with everybody betting it. It's very possible. Give me one quick second, folks. Yeah, total's still 2. Total is still 2 at BetOnline. Give me one second, folks. And yeah, that Crystal Palace game starts in an hour and 18 minutes. I know a lot of people taking Crystal Palace. All right, so. All righty, so back to this game. Already going over the numbers. Give me one quick second here. One quick second here. All right. Edward, I'm surprised you're still here with your wife's birthday. She's being very nice to you, allowing you to hang out with us. One quick second. Just pulling up some other stats, logging into another account. I have not tried bacon in the air fryer yet. Is Antonio Brown playing today? I don't know why he wouldn't be. I haven't seen him on any injury reports. I didn't see him being scratched for today, so I would have definitely assumed AB would be playing and probably be a big part of the offense. He had 7 receptions in his last game for 69 yards. I definitely expect him to, as well as that one reverse play that they put him on. Boy, was he flying. He is quick. All right, so taking a look at this one, guys. We're going to jump right into it. First of all, the Rams, 13-2 against the spread on the road when playing a tough luck style of defense, allowing less than 13.65 yards per point. The Rams 11-4 to the under on the road when playing on that good old grass field. The Rams 2-7 to the under. Who would have thunk? However, the last 3 meetings between these two teams, granted Brady was not at the helm of it, have gone over the total. They have been high-scoring games, but that was with the gunslinger and Jameis Winston facing off. They always had that back and forth, super high scoring. As far as the numbers, we're going to jump right into the numbers. We're going to jump right at the numbers. Rams averaging 24 points a game. Tom Brady and the Bucs, 29.6 points per game. Jeff, right? Right? Thank you, Richard. Appreciate you tuning in. You've got the Bucs averaging 104 rushing yards a game, 4.2 yards per carry. Numbers are very similar when it comes to offensive numbers between the Rams and the Bucs. The numbers are nearly identical on offense. 4.2 rush yards a game compared to the 4.3 on average for the Rams. However, they run 6 more rush plays on average a game. That's why their numbers are a little bit higher, I believe 30 yards higher. That's just because they run more offensive plays that are run plays. As far as the passing game goes, Brady and the Bucs averaging 6.9 yards per passing attempt compared to 7.3 of the Rams. But the big thing is that defense. Both have shown a lot of promise at times, and both have actually been blown out a time or two as well. You've got the Bucs. They give up 22.6 points per game. 18.7 points per game is what the Rams average giving up in that tight defense. However, one thing that I do notice, and actually 2 things that I think could possibly be a key for the game is, one, the run defense of the Bucs being more superior than that of the Rams, as well as the turnover game. Bucs are +5 in the turnover category to the Rams, even Steven 0. The Buccaneers defense gives up on average 3.3 yards per rushing attempt, 77 yards a game, compared to the 4.1 yards on average per rushing attempt that the Rams give up, as well as 97 on the ground. And that's only separating by 1 offensive snap as a run. Mike says Detroit is usually good after putting up a donut. Yeah, most teams try and bounce back after that big donut. As far as the passing game, the defense, not too far off. Not too far off in this category. 5.7 yards per passing attempt is what the Rams give up compared to the 6.3 of the Buccaneers. It's off by a little over a half a yard, a little over a foot and a half on average. It's the big turnover department where I definitely think that Buccaneers defense has the advantage, +5. And keep in mind, Brady doesn't just throw too many, normally too many interceptions, but he has been this year. But that's under that Bruce Arians style of offense. He's going to throw interceptions. He's going to throw a pick. It's just what he does. He's got 7 interceptions on the year, and somehow that team is still +5 on the turnovers. And Brady's got 7 interceptions on the year to his 23 touchdowns. Just under 2,800 yards. That's just over 2,700 would be more like it. Greg, do I like the NC Dinos on the money line tomorrow? I haven't looked at the game. Haven't looked at tomorrow's pitching matchup. But if they're getting 1.5, that's where I would bet them. As far as Crystal Palace, I don't have a play on it. I don't have a play on that game. I like their team total over 1, though. I think you're looking at maybe a push, worst case scenario, if it was a 1-0 game. So as far as this one goes, you take a look at what they've done recently. Obviously, the Bucs coming off their 46-23 victory over Carolina. And then you've got the Rams coming off their 23-16 victory over Seattle. They were able to lock down Russell Wilson in Seattle to 16 points. Pretty impressive. They lost to Miami before that, 28-17. They did beat the Bears 24-10. They really haven't had a shootout since they played Buffalo in that 35-32 loss in Week 3. Matter of fact, that was the last time they had actually had a game that went over the total. Was a game against Buffalo and the game against the Eagles right before that. Marcola says Brady is overrated. I disagree. I think his knowledge and his game decision and his game management is probably second to none in my opinion. More entertaining game when Brady struggles on primetime. I could see that. As far as what to expect in this game, I'm still out when it comes to the verdict on the side of this one. Still got to dive in. I want to see a little more of the injury reports. I do believe I believe in the one play that we put out already, over 21.5 for the Rams team total. There are some avenues that I really think are key when it comes to betting, and that I will be betting, and I will put you guys on one of them. We're going to take a look at some of the props right now to see if we can find any avenues. Big Ass Redwood says, who is all on Crystal Palace? I am not. I don't have $1 on it. Taking a look at some props in this one. See, they switched this one. Time of first score, over or under 7 minutes. It's usually 5 minutes. Over and under 7 minutes, time of first score. Keep in mind, Brady, he's been known, at least this year, to take that methodical first drive. If they get that first possession and take off 6, 7, 8 minutes, and then they can put up some points on the board. I can definitely see, and no different than the Rams, I can definitely see this one possibly going towards the under. They do have it juiced at -152. I do like that one. I'm obviously not putting that one down on the board. But jumping into some of the player props, taking a look at the quarterbacks. First of all, let's take a look at passing touchdowns. Take a look at the passing touchdowns. Brady is set at 3, where they want to have it juiced at +150. You'd have to go to the build a prop, which I will do on another browser, so we can see what the accurate prop is there. You log into the build a prop while we're looking at that. Jared Goff at least 2 touchdowns. Passing touchdowns is -156. Taking a look at Goff and what he's done lately, he did not have any passing touchdowns in his last game against Seattle. He only had 1 against the Dolphins. He has not had 2 since October 26th against the Bears. So as far as Goff's touchdown prop, he's definitely due for a 2-touchdown kind of day. He hasn't had one in 2 games. He's put up over 2 once. You're only needing a minimum of 2. I think there's a good amount of juice attached to it to where the books are expecting it. However, with this one, I'm going to steer clear of it. I think it's a lot of juice for something he hasn't had. Take a look at Tom Brady on the build-a-prop section. Give me 1 second here. Even the build-a-prop section is actually inaccurate right now. To have a minimum of 3 passing touchdowns plus 150, I think there's value there, but I usually don't bet anything over 2. That third one can be tough. See, a lot of quarterbacks will get that second one, and then they don't get anything after that. Now, as far as anytime touchdowns, so nothing as far as quarterback props that I was liking on the touchdowns. Well, on the still touchdown side, taking a look from the Rams' point of view. As far as receiving touchdown go, Woods leads the pack at 4. But you got to realize, if you add up all their offensive touchdowns, 5, 7, 11, they've got 13 passing touchdowns to 14 rushing touchdowns. They love to rush the ball. Henderson's got 4 on the year. Brown's got 5 on the year. Henderson's also got 1 passing touchdown as well, or receiving touchdown. As far as this goes, let me see something. In his last game, Brown had 2 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, absolutely. As far as this one goes, I think there's some money and some value at Brown plus 200 to get a touchdown on the game. Henderson getting the bulk of the carries. He had a touchdown as well. I like both of those to get a touchdown. Old Darrell Henderson as well as Malcolm Brown. So I am going to put both of those up on the board. Henderson is plus 150. Henderson is plus 150. And Brown is plus 200. And in full disclaimer, I've got $3,000 on a premium play when we put one out. Some of the props I'll go heavy on, but player personnel props like this, I usually don't. I put $250 on each. I have $250 on each, and whereas I'll have the premium play that we will have come out, I'll have $3,000 on at least $3,000. But I will tell you this: a $100 parlay on both of them to score pays plus 650. A $250 parlay pays back $18.75. I cannot lie, I did just bet that. So we're going to put both of those on the board. Malcolm Brown at plus 200 for any time, for at least one. And out of curiosity, Brown to have 2 is plus 1,100. Wow. Brown to have 2 touchdowns is plus 1,100. Give me 1 second, folks, and I'll get those on the board for you. and him parlayed with 2 touchdowns and a Darrell Henderson touchdown pays back $2,900. Not bad if you ask me. Definitely putting it up there. Give me 1 second, it's going up there. Ooh, come on, here we go. So we've got that one up there. Look at that, the board almost did it perfectly for us. So there's a couple props. Leave that up on the board for you guys to see it. Plus 200 and plus 150. Remember, if you parlay them together for each to get one, it pays back plus 650. If you parlay Mike Brown for 2 or more with 1 Henderson touchdown, and that actually happened in the last game, that pays plus 2,900. Pays back plus 2,900. Did I check the weather? Of course I checked the weather. If you want to know what the weather is, sorry, I'm not your meteorologist. Weather.com will be more than happy to help you out on that one. Rich, can you air fry your own donuts? That is a good question. We need to find out. Sly, I'd have to have hair on top of my head to have the mohawk. So, oh, the Mr. T mohawk. Yeah, I could do that. That I can do. Chris, I don't have an NFL team. I don't have an NFL team. Maybe the Raiders or the Cardinals, just because I've got a house in both locations, you know. Other than that, I'm not a big, I don't have a team that I'd have to say is, I'm a diehard NFL football fan. I like making money on it. Now, if you ask me for college or for baseball or for hockey, then yeah, obviously opinions change. All right, so taking a look at some more props and maybe some more avenues to bet in this one. What we want to do is, I'm going to go back to touchdowns, but we're going to go back to the other team. All right, we're going to take a look at the Buccaneers as of right now. As of right now, Evans leading the charge with 8 touchdowns. Evans to get in the end zone has been nearly a for sure thing. He had one in the last game against Carolina. He did not have one against the Saints. Gronkowski's got 4 on the year. Jones with those 5 rushing touchdowns on the year. You take a look at his game log. He had one in his last game, that big long one. He had 192 yards. If you don't think Ronald Jones is going to get some looks today, he will, and his prop is going to say it accordingly. For the fact that he's plus 100 to get a touchdown, they're begging you to take him. They're begging you to take him. There's definitely one that I am eyeing today, and I think there's some value in it. And Scott Miller, he was limited to 1 reception in their last game. He generally gets in that 3 to 5 mark. He's only got 2 touchdowns on the year. And obviously, with Antonio Brown, Goodwin, Gronkowski, Evans, Jones out of the backfield, that Scott Miller is overlooked a lot. Scott Miller is overlooked a lot. He's plus 500 for a touchdown. I don't know if I necessarily want to throw anything on that one. But there's another avenue that I like. He got one last week when they put out that 2 tight end package and they've got Gronkowski out there and Brate. The attention goes to Gronk because we all know Gronk is Gronk and he's going to, haul in a pass if it comes his way. Joe says, I think Goodwin and Gronk for surely score today. Gronkowski is plus 129. Cameron Brate to fool everybody and get that touchdown when they're at 1st and goal and from the 3 to 7 yard line and they don't have to run it into Ronald Jones. He had 3 receptions against Carolina and they've been using him more and more. He had 3 receptions, 1 touchdown. He had a touchdown against the Chargers earlier in the year. They used him in that game against the Bears for 5 catches for 44 yards. He had 2 against the Giants 2 games ago for 35 yards. He doesn't get a lot of looks, but I think there's going to be an opportunity for him today, and especially when they get down deep into the red zone. And at plus 500, I'm going to take a stab. And I think the Miller one is worth a shot, but I'm not putting it up on the board. But I like Cameron Brate at plus 500 to get a touchdown. I know it's risky. He's not going to get many looks, but if they get into that one right setting where they're 1st and goal from the 3 to the 7 yard line and they put the 2 tight ends out there, the two tight end package with Ronald Jones in the backfield, and they stick out Goodwin, AB, and Evans out there, you can't guard them all. You can't guard them all. And Brate will be the one that draws no attention. Gronk's going to have coverage. Evans is going to have coverage. Goodwin's going to have coverage. AB's going to have coverage. There'll be somebody spying on Jones. And just like last week, Cameron Brate wide open. Exactly. Joe says who? Cameron who? Brate, B-R-A-T-E. We're going to put it up on the board as well. Plus 500. I just bet it for $250. I know it's a big one for an anytime touchdown for me anyways, but I honestly think that it comes through today. Get this fixed and I'll fix the other one. What did I do? There we go. So we'll put it up on the board for you guys to show you. It's the 3rd one that I just added. I think there's some definite value think there's some definite value in that play. I really do. Logan, what's the lock player prop for tonight? I don't know. Taking a look at receptions. Moving on to receptions. And remember, we talked about this on Thursday. If you're on a losing streak and stuff, sometimes it's easier to focus in on some low-hanging fruit, either one aspect of the game, the total of the game, the first half of the game. You could narrow down your focus. And there's a lot of props, like penny slot machines. Oh, it's a group. That damn Vibe interactive board. Changing my writing for me. There we go. Mike, I bet them all separate. I don't ever give you guys a parlay. If you guys want a parlay, that's on you guys. Logan says he likes Antonio Brown and Robert Woods receiving. Taking a look at receptions. Now moving on to receptions. Antonio Brown to have 5 is minus 172. 6 or more is plus 100. You know, I mean, he did have 7 in his last game. And here's the thing. Diamond, I don't know what you sent me on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter at the current moment. I'm filming live, but I'll take a look at it later. As far as receptions go, it's definitely something when you have a team that's stacked with Goodwin and Brown and Evans, Gronkowski, Scotty Miller. It's hard to pinpoint which one's going to have the star game. 6 receptions in a game is a lot, especially to only get even money, in my opinion. Ronald Jones, his receptions. He did not get very many in the game against Carolina. He had 1. He had 3 against the Saints, 4 against the Giants, 1 against Vegas, 2 against Green Bay. 2 is his magic number. Ronald Jones to have at least 2 receptions. And keep in mind, based off of what he did last week, I think he gets a lot more looks. In every category, I think he's going to get a lot more. So as far as Ronald Jones, you can get him at 3, or you could take him, whereas at least 2 touchdowns, at least 2 receptions out of the backfield, it's minus 159. Now, I just tried betting $7.95 on it, and it wouldn't let me bet 500 to win 315, excuse me. Ronald Jones, at least 2 receptions, minus 159. I just bet it for 500 to win 315. Minus 159. Granted, it's not a plus money. But 2 or more, he hits that second one, that second check down pass is going to get you paid. This one right here. That I'm making it bigger so you guys can see it. That second check down pass is going to get you paid. Do I think it happens? Absolutely. Now, keep in mind it has only happened one time in the last game. Total touchdowns by the Bucs over 2.5. Yeah, I hope so. John, I'm betting I'm on Bet Online. You got to scroll down and you got to click on the little box to open up the player props. Or you can go to props and you could actually do it for the build a prop. Which I'm back on the build a prop side. And I'm going to take a look. See if it lets me bet. Oh, there he is right there. Ronald Jones receptions over and under on the build a prop. I'm going to see if I'm trying to bet it for more is what I'm trying to do. But on the regular page, it only allows me to bet 500 max. The build a prop, unable to place a bet max exposure limit has been reached. That sucks. I was trying to hit it. Now, for him to actually get even more check down passes, which I'm not going to put any money on, but his carries today, Ronald Jones, his rushing yardage is set at 57, minus $1.14. But remember, both teams fairly good at defending the run. Over 56 yards is minus $1.52, or over 57 is minus $1.14. But as far as his carry total goes at 15, keep in mind who he's splitting it with. And granted, I think he'll see more this week than he did last week, but his carries is set at 15. His carries are set at 15, but keep in mind he's going to be splitting time with Fournette, who got 8 in the last game that they played. And the one thing that you got to take into consideration, they rush the ball fairly decent amount, but they run nearly 60% more passing plays than they do rushing plays. They average 25 rushing attempts a game. So that would put Fournette at 10 and Jones at 15. And here's the thing. If one struggles, they'll go to the next. So him having 15 carries, I think has a little bit of risk to it. Now, granted, I think they go to him early. And I think the Rams plan for that. So I would not be surprised to see them go and use Fournette a little bit more. As much as I would like to think that the over 15 carries would be a gimme, I don't think it is in my book. Not in this game. Not in this one today. Now, Fournette, he's sitting at in 1 second. I'm doing the build a prop with Fournette to see what his carries are set at. His carries are set at 10 minus 109, 9 at minus 154. He hasn't broken 9 carries since the game against the Giants. So I'm not a big fan of that one. Now his yardage, setting at 32. Again, he hasn't popped that since his game against the Giants. So nothing for me with Fournette. As far as any other props go on this one, the first touchdown scorer of the game, Evans at plus 800, Jones at plus 900. Just depends which team gets the ball first. You know, it's a complete crapshoot when it comes to the first score of the game. Cameron Braid is plus 3,000, just so you know. I'd have to say Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, or the Brate one would be my guess. If I was to bet it, I'd have one of those three on there. That's for sure. Now, as far as the side of the game goes, I don't have an opinion on the side just yet. As far as the total goes, I am leaning towards the over, but again, I don't have a full game opinion on the total just yet. Need to dive a little more in depth into it. Give me 1 second here. So I do not have an opinion on the full game as of yet, or the full game total. I did give out the Rams over 21.5. Marcola says we'll be witnessing history tonight. What's history? What history are we going to witness tonight? Focus Sports, how about Fournette with 2+ receptions? He did get 2 receptions in his last game. You know, he's actually hit at least 2 in all but the very first game. Oh, first all-black officials in one game. Awesome. You know, I mean, it's just me, but I don't recognize the color of one's skins when they're wearing the stripes. I just see them as referees. So I wouldn't even have known if it was a male or a female. Black, white, brown, yellow, green, purple, blue, red, pink. It's all the same to me. I just see referees. And if they ain't blowing the damn whistle for us, then they're the enemy anyways, right? If they're not blowing the whistle for us, they're the damn enemy anyways. All right, so the Fournette, what's your odds on the Fournette with 2 receptions? Because BetOnline doesn't have anything attractive. 2 receptions for Fournette, 3 receptions for Fournette is minus 278. Exactly. I just yell at the refs for, you know, what they don't do. And that's blow the whistle in our favor. %, for not blowing the whistle in our favor. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. How many sacks? I don't know. As far as something that I will be betting besides the Rams team total over 21.5. Again, our plays aren't out yet, but they'll be out shortly. But one thing that I actually do believe in, and the odds are going to go up. As soon as one person bets it, the odds, I think they'll keep the point at the same, but I think they're going to juice it. So I would bet it sooner than later. I'd literally bet it right now if you have the capability to. And I know not everybody's going to be able to bet this, but I do apologize. This is the only thing besides what's up on the board that I've already bet. And it's more of an action junkie prop or more action junkie bet. The Rams are good for at least a field goal in the first quarter. And based on what I've got on the board, the over 21.5, I think the Rams put up a touchdown in the first quarter. But I don't need them to. I could take a safety in cash. I could take a field goal in cash. I could take a touchdown in cash. The Rams' first quarter team total is a 0.5 point. Now, I just bet it, and it was minus 135. It's still 135, but I would imagine it's going to change as soon as the next person bets it. So this is more of a little unorthodox play. But on high-profile games like today, you have to try and find other avenues to make money. Okay? When everybody's focusing in on the side and the total, I try and find an avenue where I can make money. Now, this will definitely be one that they limit. I can't go put 3,000 on it, more than likely. And I don't think that I would, just in case it didn't happen. But the Rams' first quarter team total over a 0.5 point. I think there's value in it. I think they go down there and they put up at least 3 points. J-Rock, I didn't move it to 165 from 135 for a small $500 wager. That I promise you. But as far as this one goes, you have to look at other avenues sometimes and other markets to bet. Duke, you were hoping I would say this, and I'm going to be straight up honest with you. If it's minus 200, I would still bet it. If it was minus 200, I would still lay the money on it. Now, some will be like, oh, it's too much juice. That's fine, whatever. It's the cost of doing business. Don't put gasoline in your car either when you want to go down to the casino to make a bet. And on high-profile games like today, trust me, I promise you, the side of the game at -4 is as sharp as the books have been all year. Granted, I may have a play in the side, but the same thing with the total. The side and the total on a high-profile game like this, the books are on point. Now, granted, it may go way over or it may stay way under. But even if it was 200, I would still lay the money on it. For the simple fact that I promise you that there's not a lot of focus on it. Now, they'll probably end up removing it, putting it on freeze for a little while because all you guys are going to be hammering it and they're going to be like, what the hell just happened? But if it disappears, if you're on not 5 dimes, I'm so used to them. If you're on Bet Online and that first quarter team total for the Rams disappears, don't be alarmed. Go back in an hour or two. It's probably back up. They'll take so much money on it that I can't imagine it not changing. So there's that one. Where do I bet online? I use Bet Online. BetOnline.ag. But again, there's that one. That's all I've got on the game so far. Is everything that we put on the board is what I've got on the game so far. Other than that, that's what I got. But I do have to run. I do apologize. I do have to run. I've got my doctor's appointment for the follow-up for my nose surgery that I had a couple weeks ago. So I do apologize. I'd love to talk about props longer. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button. We'll be live again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We may not have football. We may not have basketball yet, but we've got soccer tomorrow. So just because there's no football, there's no basketball, we've got plenty of things to make money on tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Yeah, Diego, I bet everywhere. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Enjoy your Monday. Happy Monday. As I always say, bet responsibly. Joe, I'll flash the board. Rams first quarter team total over. All you got to do is just hit the pause button when you see the board. All right? All right, guys, I got to get out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, J-Rock, if he puts on, tells me to bend over, I definitely will not be doing that. It's the ear, nose, and throat doctor, ear, nose, and throat surgeon. So, yeah, that won't be happening. All right, guys, good luck, everybody. Take it easy. Enjoy your Monday. Happy Monday. And